Introducing the lovely Clara Reynolds, who is a superstar and looks the part today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, Clara?
Well, I'm in 6th grade. I'm 11. My favorite color is pink. Doesn't really matter what shade.
So, Clara, you and I met at KetoCon in Austin last year. And I was so excited to meet you because you had come out to hear me speak about my epilepsy. And you told me that you had epilepsy. And I would like to hear a little bit about how epilepsy affected your life before you found a ketogenic diet. So tell me a bit about what that was like for you.
Well, of course I had to take medicine. I tried a bunch of different medicines. I finally got one that I could take. And I took it for a while. And I couldn't do as many things as I wanted to. And wasn't as, energetic. I was more tired.
Yeah.
Grumpy.
Did you have any side effects from the medicine? Besides, I guess tired and grumpy were one of the side effects?
Mostly just the tiredness and the grumpiness and the not ability to think as well as I could have.
And how many seizures were you having at that time? Well, were you having seizures while you had medication, or did the medication help with the seizures?
I still had some seizures sometimes when I slept.
I've had those before. I wake up with seizures sometimes. Not anymore, thankfully. In the old days before I found keto, I did. Tell me a bit about your seizures. What do they feel like for you? What do they look like for people who are watching you?
Well, Mama's explained it to me. It's sort of like I sort of clench up and my arm curls in. And if my eyes are open, my eyes lock in. And
do you remember your seizures, Clara?
Not really. I remember the major ones, like the hospital ones. One time I think it was in a restaurant, and one time I think it was in a store, maybe.
Right. And how did you feel after the seizures?
Really weak and just weird.
Yeah. Did you ever feel sick to your stomach at all after seizures?
Usually before, one that was not super recently, but before, it sort of made me feel sick and made my head hurt.
Yeah. Before. And tell me about how you discovered the ketogenic diet. Tell me about that. When did that happen?
Well, I was at my doctor's office. I had just gotten an EEG. Not very good. And my parents saw a poster for the Trolley Foundation. And then I'm not sure if they were keto. They might have been keto a little bit after that. And they just thought that they couldn't know something that could help and not try it.
That's awesome. And how did they introduce that to you? What did they say about it to you?
They just said it would be better, and it was kind of difficult at first to adjust because I just came home after school and they were like, don't eat that.
That's really funny. So no more cake and cookies for after school. Do you remember the first things you did eat?
Well, what we're doing is, I don't remember what we got at the restaurant, but we went to a Mexican restaurant and I wanted to get an ACP, which is just chicken, rice, and cheese dip. And they're like, why don't you get something healthier? And so I don't actually remember what I got, but I ended up getting something else.
And so right in those early days when you were just starting out, with this new way of eating, tell me what that was like for you. What were some of the challenges that you had, adapting to that?
Well, usually at school I would order lunch if we didn't feel like packing it. And so they would have pizza and those kind of things, and we had to start packing lunches and those kind of things.
Were you ever tempted to cheat and have pizza anyway?
Not really.
And why was that?
I don't know. I just sort of felt like I didn't want to disobey, and I also didn't want to feel bad.
That's probably a big point because you started feeling a lot better after you started that way of eating, didn't you?
Yeah.
And what
My
happened?
my friends, of course, acted like it was crazy and called it a health challenge, but it's fine now. They're used to it.
And now they realize it's not just a health challenge for you, is it? It's really important to your seizure control.
Yeah.
So when you started the ketogenic diet, how long did it take before you started noticing, a big change in your seizures?
Probably after like a couple weeks, a couple months, I noticed that I haven't felt as tired, and I was still taking my medicine, but it helped some.
And when did you stop taking the medicine?
I stopped taking the medicine the next year when I got my next EEG. I stopped taking the medicine. The thing is that in the EEG they found out I never went to sleep. I was supposed to go to sleep. And then this year when I got my EEG again, because I had one seizure, it wasn't very major. It was just for like a minute. And they figured out it's when I sleep. I didn't sleep last time, but I'm still not taking my medicine. He said he tries to, if I just eat clean, and that I'll be able to go on and not take my medicine.
That's fantastic. And what does eating clean look like for you? What do you eat on a daily basis? What was your food today?
Today, I think Mama tried a new recipe last night. I usually pack leftovers for like lunch for school, and it was pork chop, and then it had like this sauce on top of it. That's what I had for lunch today. And I just ate a quick snack before I did this because we're gonna eat dinner after this.
And what was your snack?
It was like these little they're like cheese sticks, but then they're rolled up in salami.
Yummy. And do you have a favorite keto recipe? Your favorite keto food of all?
Probably one of my favorite cheese is probably Boursin cheese because it's like really soft, but it's also really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if I have a really favorite food, just meat.
Meat's one of my favorite foods too. I agree. And how long have you been doing this diet now for, Clara? How long have you been at it?
Over 2 years. It was 2 years this month.
That's just amazing. That's amazing. And are your friends more supportive now? Do you still have challenges at school, or do they pretty much get behind you now?
Well, my friends, they just weren't, well, they weren't exactly not supportive. They just thought it was different. And I still have challenges sometimes because at school we have like these little mini parties sometimes for like holidays and stuff. And then they have like cookies and ice cream and caramel. So there's nothing I can really eat.
And so don't the teachers or anyone at the school, bring you in a special Boursin cheese log just for you?
No, I usually, so most of the time I'm not even like looking over at that stuff because I'm full because we just had lunch. That's usually the way it works when we have this kind of thing.
And
but of course everybody's starving. I feel full. Like I don't feel like I could like eat anymore.
I bet you find that you don't feel hungry anymore like you used to either.
Yeah, because it used to just be like eat, 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 eat. There's no full.
And now
until you overeat. And then, yeah. Well, my friends, they'll just have breakfast, and then we usually go to school, and then we'll have a snack, and they'll act like they're starving. And then we'll have lunch, and then and by the time lunch rolls around, I'll be pretty hungry, but everybody will act like they haven't eaten in days.
And that's really funny. And I'm wondering, do any of your friends at school kind of think, oh, I might want to try this, or maybe I don't want to eat so much sugar, or are they still pretty attracted to the caramel when there's a party?
They're still pretty attracted to that. My friend, when I started to it, actually thought about joining me with it. She tried, but it didn't really work out, so they're still pretty attracted to it.
I guess it must be really helpful that you have a mom and dad who practice keto as well.
Yeah, it's easier because, like, I don't have to worry about, like, getting stuff that is keto because they're keto too, and they can get stuff that's keto, and none of us have to worry about, oh, but I want to eat bread or
Now,
stuff like that.
do you make anything like that? Do you have any keto treats that you have, or keto bread, or like stuff that sort of mimics the old food that you used to eat that, you know, you're obviously not eating anymore?
Yeah, it's occasional. Sometimes we'll make soul bread, not usually. It's actually been a while since we've made it. And we'll make certain keto desserts. Actually, my mom posted I actually made some like pumpkin muffins to start off the fall by myself, so she was pretty proud of that. So she went posting it on Facebook and stuff.
And did they taste amazing?
Yeah, they tasted pretty good. I was surprised since it's my first time. It was my first time making like a keto dessert.
Well, maybe afterwards you can send me a copy of your recipe and I will post it with this video, because I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people out there who would like a really good, healthy keto recipe for pumpkin muffins. So, Clara, I'm interested to know how your brain is feeling now. You mentioned before you were really tired and you weren't able to do all the things that you wanted to do. Has that changed for you since you changed your way of eating?
Yeah, I definitely have more energy. Also, I am doing a lot better in school. Like, I never did bad. I never failed anything. I just got normal. But, and also I got cleared for sports.
Great. What sports are
I,
you going to do?
I'm thinking about cross country for next year. And also, I'm doing a lot better than I did also because on my achievement testing, I got up to like, in certain things, I got up to like 13.0.
Well, I don't know what the system is down there, but I know that up here that sounds like it's pretty good, because we don't have like a scale like that. For our grade schools, it goes up to just to 4. So if you're getting 4 or 4 plus, you're doing really well.
13.0, each one stands for a grade. 13.0 means college.
So glad that you're able to enjoy life more now than you were before. Do you have any advice that you would want to give to other kids your age who might be considering doing this, but thinking that it just is too hard, and so maybe they're on the fence and they're not sure?
Well, number one, just don't cheat and if you do, you're just going to feel bad later. And if you stay on, your brain will be a lot better. And there's just a lot of good benefits to it, even if it's a little scary or confusing or different at first.
And do you feel that it's scary and confusing and different now after you've been doing it like a pro for 2 years?
No, it just feels sort of normal. I just don't eat the stuff I don't even want to eat all the stuff. I just want to have energy and be healthy.
That's a really good goal to have, hun, because I'm pretty sure that we all feel that that's our priority. We want to have energy and be able to have fun. What advice would you give other students out of school who maybe are just meeting someone for the first time who has epilepsy and who is on a ketogenic diet?
would tell them to support them, because even if you don't want to even if you don't want to eat this way, you don't have to, but that doesn't mean you can't support people who do and helping their health.
Awesome. And how about teachers? Would you have any messages for teachers who might have a student in their class, how they could make that student's participation in the class even better?
I would say also don't bribe people with candy. Like, you can get other stuff besides candy. Everything is mostly like candy, candy, candy at my school with my teachers. Like, oh, you were good in gym or whatever. Let's all get candy. So just
Instead,
I don't know, stickers.
that's awesome. I love stickers. I used to love stickers when I went to the dentist or the doctor. I never got candy when I went there. They always gave out stickers and a new toothbrush.
Yeah, my homeroom teacher actually doesn't give out candy. She gives out stickers, which is I like. But well, we only have 2 classes this year. But we still switch because in my school, for some reason, they don't count 6th grade as middle school. So they say they're kind of training us for middle school. So we only switch between 2 classes to get used to knowing which books you need and stuff like that. My other teacher, though, gives candy.
And what are you going to do about Halloween? Because I bet that must be a little bit tricky for you to manage.
Well, it's just it's kind of just easier for me because I don't feel like I need to like have that other stuff.
So do you still go trick-or-treating?
Yeah, I go trick-or-treating. I just give all my candy to like my nephew or my friends or stuff like that because I just don't eat the candy. I still dress up, but
what are you going to do this year?
I'm gonna be, I don't know if you've seen this movie before. It's called The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I have, yeah.
I'm gonna be Sally.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. You're gonna have to send me a picture. I want to see a picture of you as Sally. Well, I think it's great that, you're still participating and having fun with things like Halloween, but, being strong and not going to, not giving in, I guess, to the temptation of all the candy.
Well, I'd rather be eating different than everybody else than have seizures all the time.
High five, girl.
That's just how I feel.
I agree. Definitely. 100%. And you are doing an amazing job setting this great example for so many others. And I am sure that there are other young folk just like you who would like to connect with you. Do you have any kind of social media profile, Clara? Do you have an email? Would you be interested in receiving letters from other kids who are just starting out on their keto journey?
Yeah, that would be good. I have a Facebook page. It's called Super Keto Clara. Mom's thinking about sending me up a Instagram later. We're thinking about it. We haven't really done anything with it yet. But I do have the page. I get emails all the time and stuff. Not emails, little things on my page especially like when I showed when I was getting off my medicine, when I showed my last pill, there was lots of people posting on my page talking about it. And so I would be open to help for anybody who's just starting and needs anything.
Well, I think you're doing amazing, and I will make sure that I put a connection under here so that people can find you on Facebook. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you again because I'll be back in Austin in June for KetoCon, and hopefully you and your folks will come again, and it'll be really lovely to connect with you there.
We'll definitely be coming next year, especially because I like coming. I did have a couple of suggestions for next year. I put that definitely, I think they should have a kids panel where keto kids can talk about their journey and like what we're doing right now.
That is a great suggestion. I think that's a fantastic suggestion. Do you know any other keto kids in the Austin area?
Not really, I don't really know them that much. I just know of them, sort of.
I think we need to work on that, Clara. Maybe you and I can do that offline. We can pull together a little kids panel and a parents panel, because I think that would be a really great supportive environment to do that in. Clara made it such a good point, you know, that school is just totally full of garbage and candy, and the reward for everything is candy, candy, candy. No wonder we have full-blown sugar addictions by the time they're adults.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially, you know, I was thinking about, this is her 3rd school year on keto. So I feel like now we're totally in a groove, but they make such a huge deal when they do testing, and they send home, you know, make sure you bring juice to drink, and make sure you eat, you know, a big bowl of cereal for breakfast. And Clara went in and did it fasted, her choice, because I don't make her eat when she's not hungry. So she was like, yeah, I'm not hungry this morning. And she went in and the other kids were just eating pixie sticks.
And then there's like, give them like, okay, 2 pieces of candy for this test. And there's like
It's
3
literally-
tests in that one test.
Right. It's just crazy. That's not even reward. It's basically like, okay, we realize we need to, you know, carve these kids up, but clearly.
Though, I mean, they are literally making the next generation.
I did go to the school, and I did go for career day last year.
Yeah.
And I talked to her class about sugar and diabetes, and asked them if they had relatives that had diabetes. And then I talked about all that stuff about looking on the back of your package. And, you know, I didn't make it necessarily about keto. It was about sugar.
Good.
And I think, you know, some of them, Clara says they come to her and ask her, they ask her like, hey, how many grams of sugar does it have? Is this good? You know, they show her the labels and stuff there.
That's
I
awesome.
keep telling her she should be like,
You're doing such a great job of educating people. And you know, I don't know if you're familiar with Dr. Robert Sivas. He's a bariatric surgeon, a pediatric bariatric surgeon. So he does, you know, gastric bypass surgery on teenagers, basically.
That's so sad that exists.
Exactly. But what he's saying, and I loved it, he said, you wouldn't smoke a couple of cigarettes and then go for a 5K run and try and tell me that you got rid of the toxic effects of that cigarette.
Right.
But you're telling me that you can eat a bunch of candy bars and then go for a 5K run and that you've somehow
undo it. Yeah.
The damage? No, the damage is done when you ingest the sugar. You guys are on the right track. You know, you just keep thinking you're right out there on the edge of the envelope and you're pushing the envelope, and there are lots of, you know, there's lots of learning that's taking place. It's going to take another 10 to 20 years before mainstream medicine gets on board, and another 10 years after that before society gets on board. So we are in a privileged position right now. Clara, you especially, you are in a privileged position, having parents who get it, who've been able to share their wisdom with you, and now you can share your wisdom with others. You know more than your teachers, hon. And I just want to say thank you again so much for talking to me today. It's such a pleasure, and I know we've been meaning to do it for weeks, and I'm just really, really grateful that we could connect today. So thank you again.
You're welcome.